All right, guys, I need to show you something that's probably going to upset a couple of you. And, I mean, let's be honest, for good reason. This is something to be very upset about because of the implications, right? So, for those who don't know, recently Taylor Swift decided to give her endorsement of Kamala Harris, right? And before we get into that, I do want to go to the fan art section, but just know that some of the ways that right-wingers have responded to that have been a little bit weird. If you have some interesting examples of that in the chat, go ahead and throw them at me right now, but I have a couple I want to talk about first and foremost. But before we get into anything else, let's go ahead and first go into the fan art section. And I still have that thing set up where people can't see anything because I had that up for squid tips. So let's go ahead and get rid of that GIF. There we are. Oh, where'd my monitor go? There's my monitor. There it is. I'm so happy my monitor was in a weird spot. Anyways, we have a piece of fan art here from Ronnie. Said, a wee bit melty. Just having fun doing the slightly spoopy, goopy mess of a slime kitty. Also, my username is pronounced Roni. Oh, like macaroni. Roni. Roni. Got it. I have unfucked it up. Thank you very much for the correction, Roni. Also, I see the rib cage there in the melty slime Suris. Very, very melty. As always, thank you all for your fan art submission. If you all would like your fan art to be shown in a future video, the best way to do so is to drop it into the fan art section of the Discord. With that all said, let's go ahead and get into what's going to be a bit weird. Lexi says, do you think we'd be surprised by right-wingers being weird? That's like their default, isn't it? You know, you would think that. You would 100% think that. But no, in this case, look. Kamala Harris getting the endorsement by Taylor Swift is not a reason for Elon Musk to start fantasizing about impregnating Taylor Swift. That's weird. That's strange shit. There's nothing sane about that. I don't want to scroll down further just yet, because if I scrolled down a little bit further, then I'm sure I would find some weird porn. But it looks like Elon Musk is offering to breed Taylor Swift to have a kid with her. That's a weird thing to tell anybody, right? It's a very weird thing to tell anybody. The idea is that, Taylor Swift said that she, as a childless cat lady, as JD Vance so eloquently put it for Kamala Harris, is going to be throwing her endorsement behind Kamala Harris. Elon Musk responds by saying, fine, Taylor, you win. I will give you a child and guard your cats with my life, because it would make her not a childless cat lady, as it's a dumb take. It just looks like he's the most divorced man on the planet trying to breed Taylor Swift, right? A woman who probably wants precisely zero to do with Elon Musk, but he's just being creepy and weird. Even libs of TikTok is looking at this wondering what the hell is going on. Just look, it's just fucking weird. What the fuck is happening? And then there's AI generated Elon Musk and Taylor Swift shit everywhere now. Why? Why is there AI generated Elon Musk Taylor Swift shit? I feel like there's some type of legal boundary that should be breaching at this point, right? We don't live in a world, we don't live in like a world where that should be okay. However, the Marjorie Taylor Greene parody account, which has gotten a lot of people because parody is so far in the end, nobody, and I mean nobody, is changing their vote based off what Taylor Swift said. And it's not just her who's saying that. JD Vance has said similar. JD Vance has said that nobody is changing their vote for Kamala Harris. Nobody is going to be voting for Kamala Harris because of an out-of-touch billionaire endorsing her. Now, I really don't know if JD Vance knows who his president that he's trying to run under is. I'm not 100% certain if he remembers exactly. Also, thank you for the hydrate, Nami. And thank you for the shout out. But I really don't think he's taken it in, internalized the fact that he is with an out-of-touch billionaire, right? That's the person who he has his endorsement with. So I don't know why he says shit like that when it's just projection. Jessa says, I mean, he did call his running mate Hitler. True. But it's not just him who's saying some weird shit. We also have Dave Rubin having some very strange reporting on this.
Let's talk a little bit about how this fits into the pop culture part of this, because pop culture is a huge driver of the cultural narrative. Well, here's the tweet from Colin Rugg about the Taylor Swift thing, and we'll get back to it in a second. So as we referenced.
So this was Taylor Swift saying, like many of you... Like many of you, I watched the debate tonight. If you haven't already, now is a great time to do your research on the issues at hand and the stances these candidates take on the topics that matter to you the most. As a voter, I make sure to watch and read everything I can about their proposed policies and plans for the country. Recently, I was made aware that AI of me falsely endorsing Donald Trump's presidential run was posted on this site. It really conjured up my fears around AI and the dangers of spreading misinformation. It brought me to the conclusion that I need to be very transparent about my actual plans for this election as a voter. The simplest way to combat misinformation is with truth. I will be casting my vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in the 2024 presidential election. I'm voting for Harris because she fights for the rights and causes that I believe need a warrior to champion them. I think she is a steady-handed, gifted leader, and I believe we can accomplish so much more in this country if we are led by calm and not chaos. I was heartened and impressed by her selection of running mate Tim Walz, who has been standing up for LGBTQ rights, IVF, and a woman's right to her own body for decades. I've done my research. I've made my choice. Your research is all yours to do, and the choice is yours to make. I also want to say, especially to first-time voters, remember that in order to vote, you've got to be registered. And I also find it's easier to vote early. I'll link where to register and find early voting dates and info in my story. With love and hope, Taylor Swift, a childless cat lady. So that's fairly eloquently put, right? Like, obviously, this is something that was put together by a combination of her and maybe a PR team, so it's going to be fairly eloquent, but it does ring true, right? Somebody is saying, hey, I did all of my own research, this is where I am right now, and people want to use my face and say that I'm endorsing a different candidate, right? The only thing I don't like is that I really hate the do your own research line. I hate that one a lot. The whole, oh, it's not my job to educate you. No, it is. It is everybody's job to educate everyone else about their situations and things that are important to them. That said, that's my only disagreement with the rhetoric here, right? And that might just be a lot of the rhetoric that I want to stand behind as a content creator who makes his entire living off of trying to educate people on shit like this. But now we need to get into what Dave Rubin had to say about it.
Swift endorses Kamala Harris on Instagram after the debate on ABC, proudly calls herself a childless cat lady. Elon Musk, who they hate, he saw that and he wrote this: "Fine, Taylor, you win. I will give you a child and guard your cats with my life." So he's mocking, he's exposing the ridiculousness.
How is he exposing the ridiculousness? He just said, oh, yeah, no, I want to breed her. How is that exposing the ridiculousness? It just makes him look like a fucking creep. That's what it is.
Right, it's like, Taylor Swift, you are a young, pretty girl. Do you know what the gang members from Venezuela do to young, pretty girls?
What? Okay. So I knew that he said this before playing this clip because I saw people mention it. But how the fuck is the correct response to, I'm voting for Kamala Harris, don't you know what it's like to be raped in Venezuela? No, I don't. And I don't think I need to know that in order to vote for Harris. I don't think that's something that I need on my plate, actually. I don't need to know what it's like for that kind of violent action to happen to me in order to want to vote for somebody who wants to fight for my rights. I don't think that's important at all. Like, the only ridiculousness Dave Rubin is exposing is, yes, his own, but also the ridiculousness of being a person who gets money from Russia in order to spread propaganda that is against the Democratic Party. Which is a true thing. He did receive money from Russia to spread anti-United States propaganda. So though, I'm not gonna lie, I see this as entirely reasonable from Dave Rubin. If you are used to the idea of a gay, anti-gay propagandist who spends all of their time suckling up to people who would rather have him dead, it would make perfect sense if you were in that situation to say the dumb shit that he's saying. And of course, he is saying that dumb shit, so it all kind of adds up.
It ain't pretty. So what do we have to do? We have to keep finding each other to whatever extent we can. We have to keep waking people up. It is the only chance we have in these remaining 60 days. And then let's talk a little bit about how this fits into the pop culture part.
Wait, we have to keep on... Hold on, so he said what again?
We have to keep waking people up. It is the only...
Waking people up to what? The idea that it's okay... Oh, Saki Raid, hello, hun! I'm only gonna be up doing stuff for a few more minutes because I am quite exhausted. But thank you so much for the raid. Oh, God. Thank you so much for the raid. I am trying to keep myself upright because I like being upright to do content. I don't have a lot of mental faculties right now. You said eep? Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to eep. I want to be eepy. But, you know, this is some of the weird fallout from this. Dave Rubin and Elon Musk. Elon Musk saying he wants to breed Taylor Swift, and Dave Rubin going, well, actually, that's a perfectly reasonable thing for him to say. It really exposes the strangeness of the Democrats that they want their rights fought for. It really exposes how bad they are, as he talks about a woman getting violently raped in Venezuela. As if that has anything to do with the upcoming November election. I don't know what the fuck I'm watching anymore. I really don't. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be seeing. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Thank you, Taproot, for the stretch. Real quick. Ah, that popped my back. That's wonderful. So yeah, no, I just wanted to cover that before I pass out from exhaustion and waking up way too early. I really think that some of the fallout from that debate is just, it is amazing. Watching Donald Trump say, oh no, I don't want to have a debate again, I won! And Dave Rubin and Elon Musk doing their weird breeding and rape fantasies about Taylor Swift endorsing Kamala Harris. Jesus Christ, we live in a fucking wackadoo world, don't we? Anyway. That said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Please make sure your comment is far more sane than any of the random shit coming out of Dave Rubin's mouth. I'm going to go take a nap, and hopefully y'all will be here for the later half of this stream, which will be featuring Vice Rhino and Forrest Valkai. That said, thank you all for watching, and as always, insert end of video tagline here. Hey, just wanted to give a quick thank you to all of my wonderful patrons who help keep me afloat and help keep this channel going. YouTube and Twitch are wonderful platforms, but at the end of the day, stability is not one of their strong suits. If you want to support my channel, then obviously Patreon is one of the best ways of doing that. Link is in the description. But I do want to personally thank everybody who has contributed to the channel. Those people would be Red Joker, Purple Poundini, Jemshin, Britzkrieg, Jupe the Malignant, Michael, Ravalern, Mabbity Babbity, Astral Frontier, Autumn and Angel, Nixie Chan, Mark Anthony, Victorian Alchemist, I'm not saying the last part of that, and you know that, Arcton Arclacier, Kiratorian, Dren Hadamata, Jordan M, John L, Lord Bleck, Smiling Game Master, and Fireshard. And everyone else who supports my channel and lets me do what I do full-time. This is a dream job of mine that I never believed that I would be able to take full-time, and with your help, I've been able to do it. So thank you so very much for that. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you all enjoy, and I hope you all are having a wonderful time. I will see you all in the next one, hopefully.